Sorry, forgot to record earlier. But anyways, what we're just saying is like seeing a lot of the cookie cutter, the coaches posting the exact same thing on Instagram. You know, the same workout selfie, the same shake picture, the same energized picture. All those things that should really be in a challenge group is what they're throwing into their social media to attract people into their business. And it's not attractive. It's just kind of like boring.
Yeah, and you have to put some thought into it. And I remember, a couple years ago, we had heard something or somebody tell us that you want to post that purple cow. I'm like, what's purple cow? Well, it needs to be the picture that like stands out, that is literally going to cause someone to just slow their scroll just enough to maybe get that first caption and what you're talking about and get them to read your post. Get them to look at your post other than just a quick, swipe up, because that purple cow is going to stop them.
And, too, making sure that whatever your image is going to draw them in and tell your story. There's so many ways that you can talk about your workout and tell your story without it being the same post-workout picture, okay, or the same flex, or the same smile in front of a mirror and in your workout clothes. There's so many other ways that you can tell your story. And I'm going to share my screen because I'm going to show you guys what to look for on Instagram when you're following people, because I want you to stop following other coaches, okay? Other coaches are doing the cookie cutter thing. Now, not all other coaches. There's some coaches that we love to follow because they have totally got this social media attraction marketing thing down, like really interesting pictures. So
and we don't follow the copy, but just to be able to get inspired, from different things that they do.
All right, so I am going to share my screen. Okay, hopefully you guys can see that. Can you see my phone?
Thumbs up.
Okay,
yes,
cool.
Right.
All right, so first thing that I want you guys to do is, Chris and I was talking about this, look right here, this picture tells a story. She's not even facing the camera, and you guys may think most people, when they're taking a picture, they're facing the camera and they're looking at you, but that's kind of boring, right? And like, okay, so I'm gonna take this back to my high school days. I was the editor-in-chief of my yearbook. And the one that was over us, she was like, don't bring me pictures with everybody smiling and looking at the camera. Like, she wanted action shots. And that's the same thing that your followers want. So go to your Explorer page, okay? So the Explorer page has tons of great ideas. I mean, look at it right here. This guy, his shoe, he has one shoe off, one shoe on. Like, wow. Do you not want to read that? Like, aren't you like, okay, what's going on? This girl right here, still not looking at you. She could be smiling and holding a glass of wine, sure, but no, instead she's telling a story. What is her story? And you all like, I'm sure that she propped her phone up, she set her wine glass and her book exactly how it is, has her hair laid out perfectly. Like, this stuff was planned. And one thing that I don't want people to get caught up in is spending all their time on creating a great picture. Like, if it takes you that much time to get one good picture, then don't worry about it. I would much rather you be talking to people, but it's so easy to take a picture from a different angle. And there's oftentimes, if my hair looks nasty, you all, I throw on a hat. If I don't have any makeup on and my eyes look like I'm tired, or you can see my crow's feet and I don't really want you to see them, I put sunglasses on. Like, there's so many ways that I'm not going to be all made up all the time, but I can still create a great picture by simply adding additional props. This is what Chris and I talk about, always having additional props. But anytime that you're kind of looking at a picture, and again, if you're going to do a food picture, make it pretty. Make it something that is attractive to look at, and the lighting's good. Can you notice to the right of her, it looks like she's holding it up right next to her windowsill. Why is she doing that? It's capturing the light.
Best light.
She doesn't even have to like have a light shining down on it. She just holds her food up next to the windowsill, and I do that all the time. All the time, I will take a picture in front of a window, or I will hold something up right next to the window. So easy tip that is completely inexpensive. And again, look, somebody's using the containers. Good lighting, neat, everything's proportions. It's pretty. Okay, so again, Explorer page is just another good page to get ideas. And y'all, again, it doesn't have to be a coach page. This is not a coach's page, but look, they're pouring the drink into the glass. It looks pretty. And even other fitness people. This girl, I don't think is a coach. I don't know. I'd have to read through her thing. It looks like she's maybe a runner, but just really looking at your Explorer pages. And look, like this girl right here. This looks like a kind of boring picture, but she's against a plain background. She has pink on and she's popping from the background. Like she stands out to me, okay? So find something that's a plain background and take a picture in front of it. Steph is on this call right now. She posted her Instagram in that screenshot and like everybody commented, even Chris and I noticed a lot of her pictures are very clean. And that's something that you can find anywhere. You can find a white wall or a blank space and be in front of it, okay? Have some good lighting and you can really capture some great pictures from that. Okay, so I'm gonna go over to this little tool where I save posts. If you guys didn't know, you could save posts, so I have a little saved area and I made one for tonight's call. All right, so we're gonna go through the pictures of some of the leaders on our team. I basically just picked all my PS Diamonds and I went through their pages. So again, we're gonna talk about lighting. This is Kelly Branson, okay? Lighting. She is obviously in front of a light. She's not looking at the camera and she's not even like, you know, all in the frame. And it's an eye-catching picture. Props. What's her prop in this picture? You know?
Her shirt.
Her shirt. Shirts that say something. Y'all, I will spend $15 or $20 just to get a shirt that says something. I bought a shirt that says, what was it, the carb shirt? I don't quit. That's why I haven't given up carbs or something like that. Like I spent $15 to write one post just for that shirt. I'm not saying you guys have to do that, but like shirts that have sayings on them are pretty cheap. They're cute. They're fun to work out. Yeah, you probably already have them. Again, this is going to be a picture of Kelly telling a story, okay? So it's not your average, like, boring shaker cup. Y'all, like, I rarely take a picture in my shaker cup. It's usually, if you can see, actually Kelly's drinks are in mason jars, and they have pink straws.
Prop.
It's all props. Like, who knows? Maybe Kelly was drinking out of a pink straw. Maybe she wasn't. But it made a really good visually picture. The lighting was really good. It was close up. It tells a story, okay? They're not even looking at the camera. They're looking at each other. It draws you in. All right. And then, again, she did another great picture really highlighting Energize. Do you guys see the color? She has a turquoise table with a yellow drink on it. It pops. It makes you notice it. Okay, and she's kind of off in the background. So
and it's not in that branded Shakeology.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm sure she probably filtered this too to make the colors come out better, which we're going to talk about filters here in a second. Again, if you guys are going to do a workout picture, get some different angles. Don't give us just like a selfie. Like, prop your phone up. I would guarantee that she probably doesn't have a tripod. I have a tripod. We have like 2 of them around the house. But I will oftentimes just use my shaker cup and prop my phone up, and I use a Bluetooth remote. Okay, so I'm gonna link all these things too when I post this call. But a Bluetooth remote costs us $7 off of Amazon Prime, and it is the best thing we have. Like, you don't know how many people ask me what I'm holding in my Instagram videos. They're like, "What are you holding?" Like, literally almost every day I get that question. I'm like, it's a Bluetooth remote. But, you know, just taking interesting pictures. Again, she's not looking at the camera. It draws you in. What is she doing? She's outside. You all, if your lighting isn't good in your house,
get out.
Go outside.
And it doesn't have to be a sunny day, too, because a lot of times, you know, on a cloudy day, you'll get just as good of a picture. That picture, I believe, it looked like the sun.
Yeah, it's kind of a dim day.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, a overcast day is often better than a sunny day. Okay. Again, Kelly, her Energize in a fun cup. Do you notice how you can see that whatever's in her cup is yellow? Do you think that that just happened? No, she strategically placed her phone in the position where you could see what is in her cup.
And that green bush behind her.
And she has a green bush to pop out color. Like, these are just things that, and y'all, like, she's probably just standing outside. Like, so many people think, oh, I have to be on a beach, or I have to be on a mountain, or I have to be somewhere beautiful. You guys, like, stand outside where there's a green bush beside your house. It works, I promise. If you ask Kelly, that's probably what she did. And then playing with collages. I don't care for collages, okay? I like to use collages in my challenge groups. I will rarely use a collage unless I'm doing a shout out for a coach. If I'm doing a shout out because they turn emerald or diamond or whatever, I will use a collage, but I do not typically use a collage in challenge groups. Now this I like because this is, you'll see this a lot on Instagram where people will do the same picture 3 in a row or 2 and 2. And this was a really great post because she says, reality is it's you versus you. And this is interesting. Like it makes me want to read because I'm like, it's kind of like, it messes with your eyes. So that's about the only time I would use a collage is when I'm doing a call out, or not a call out, when I'm doing a recognition post, or if I'm doing something like this where it's side by side. But when people do like the collages of different pictures and then they write text in it, which I've been doing that for my challenge group, but I never do it on my page. Number one reason, not that I think it looks ugly, but the number one reason, because I do think it looks pretty, is Instagram and Facebook downgrade it in the newsfeed, and you're not going to get a lot of traction from a post that has a collage third-party app. Okay, a lot of people don't know that. It's not that I don't think it's pretty. That would be the reason, is social media does not like them. Okay, now we're gonna move on to Bree Hopkins. So again, filtering. It looks like Bree's outside. She used a black and white filter. I mean, this is a very pretty picture. So filtering is, Snapseed is one that we use a lot. So Snapseed has filters where you can even click portrait mode and it kind of makes, you know, your face smoothed out. Not smoothed out where you're like scary smoothed out, like, hey, that person is really 60 and they look like they're 21. Yeah. But like a portrait, like your
softens the edges, gives it the bokeh in the background, the blurred background, that effect.
Yeah. Which I would guess that's probably what Bree did because the picture looks very, very soft and pretty. Okay. Now, this is another one Bree did, and notice the pop of color, okay? Green against a dark background, and she strategically has placed everything, guys. Like, do you think she got done cutting this and that her cucumbers laid perfectly like that along with her knife? Probably not. But it looks really nice for her Instagram picture. It's very, very attractive, very pretty, and very eye-capturing, okay? Again, strategic placement. Do you think her Whole Foods bag was sitting there perfectly with her Honest Tea? No, probably not. She strategically placed it like that. It's very eye-catching. You can tell that she's probably eating at Whole Foods, and then somebody may be like, oh, what's that Honest Tea all about? Which I do like that tea too. But yeah, so another great picture that she did. And then props, okay? Any kind of clear cup that you can find. That's why mason jars are so great, because a mason jar, you can see through it. Is it energized? Is it a shake? What's in there? What do you have in there? A clear cup. So I think this was around, yeah, this was September 20th last year. So around Halloween time, she got this great skull cup. It was perfect for energize and to do a fun little post about it, okay? So it says for $1.88, you too can drink from this cup. She got it for like $1.88, okay? So, all right, we're gonna move on to Kirsten. So Kirsten, again, props, coffee mug, okay? Lighting, I'm pretty sure Kirsten told me the lighting is not that great in her kitchen. So I'm gonna guess she probably has a little light set up on her right there, okay? So great lighting. You can see that the background's still dark. You can see she's not looking at you and she's not all the way in the frame, okay? It makes it interesting, draws you in. Again, lighting. She's in her garage. I know the lighting sucks there because she's told me. So what does she do? She has a light in front of her. And we're going to talk about lights that we recommend because we actually have a light on us right now because otherwise our basement is pretty dark down here. Background. So again, making sure you have a nice background. So a solid brick wall, any kind of solid thing that you can see. And I'll show you, I have another picture, but something that will allow you to kind of pop from it, okay, that you kind of take notice. And then this is a picture that I know she probably filtered with Snapseed, but you can see that it's outside, they're doing something fun, something different, they're being kind of goofy, being silly. Their arms are going different directions, which for me, that's kind of what captured my attention, is noticing how their arms are like all different ways. But again, it's eye-catching, you know, it's something that you notice. And this one I brought up because the filter, you can see that the filter is bringing out all the colors. That's probably Snapseed that she's using. It's a great filter, and I'm going to show it to you guys here in just a little bit. Props, again, water bottle, a great shirt. I'm here to help, Okay, this was a shirt that Beachbody sent out like last year, I think. So props, good lighting. Notice she's not even all the way in the picture. You don't always have to show your face. Sometimes it's interesting when you just show a little bit of it. And if you have a bad makeup day or you just woke up that morning, you may only want to show that half. For me, at least. And anytime you're somewhere beautiful, take as many pictures as you can, and don't post them all at once. You don't know how many times Chris and I will travel, and we will take pictures everywhere. We've actually started to learn there's one morning we went out and we went and took a ton of pictures and changed clothes. That may be overkill for some people, but this is our business. And we knew that we wanted a lot of great pictures, but if you take a lot of pictures on a trip, don't think you have to post them all that week that you're there. Save them, okay?
Tell the story later.
Yes, so this picture is beautiful. Kristen lives in Vermont, so she has a lot of opportunities to take some really gorgeous pictures there. Again, and Kristen Rogers will tell you her house, the lighting isn't great. So oftentimes you'll find a lot of her pictures are outside, okay? Just go find, I think this is probably like the woods in her backyard.
And if you notice in the last two pictures, she has a really good use of the rule of thirds too, where the subject that you want to focus on is in a third of the picture. So you can Google that. It's actually a setting on iPhones. You can click the grid, and that's what the grid is for, to place your subject in the thirds.
I haven't got as far to using the grid, but I just know that to make myself not take up the whole space or be in the center all the time.
There you go.
Or think of it that way too. Okay, and so again, workout pictures that come from different angles, okay? So I'm sure that she probably had somebody take this picture for her, but it captures your attention. And her shirt says something, treat, not cheat. So again, something to read too. Just different angles when you're doing workouts. A good use of color. Okay, anytime you have something colorful on, try and take a picture somewhere, always. Wherever you're at and you find the opportunity to take a great picture, take it. This was Coach Summit. I don't even know where she was, but was it the parking garage? All right, so parking garage. I mean, you all, anytime that you find somewhere that you could take a great picture, try and take one. Doesn't mean you have to post it that day. I don't know how many pictures saved up in my favorites that I'm going to post later. Okay. All right. Again, this is another picture, solid background. She found a solid wall. She stood against it. Very easy to do a picture like that. Also, telling your story. Okay. So what was her story in this picture? Her story was about being able to not make excuses and literally work out anywhere in her house, no matter what she's doing. Okay. So your picture, if you're going to tell a story, instead of just writing it out in a caption, because I constantly read my coaches, I don't always get to read their caption, but when I do and I read, sometimes they have really great captions, but the picture didn't really draw me in to read it. Like I just read it because they're my coach and I want to see what they're writing. But I know that if somebody else was wanting to follow them, they would probably have just scrolled right past their story because it was just that same workout selfie that they posted like 2 days ago. Okay. Tell your story in your picture. Okay. Again, if you're going to do a Shakeology post, make it interesting. Okay. She's not all in the picture. She's got a great sense of color. She even has, it looks like she even still has that in her blender cup. But you can tell it looks like she's at work, and she's kind of telling her story about that, okay? Again, propping up your phone, setting the stage, okay? I'm sure she probably may have been reading her 3-day refresh book. Actually, I know when she did this post, she wasn't. She grabbed her 3-day refresh book out of her closet. She wanted to do a call out for it because she was getting ready to do the 3-day refresh. So it's setting the stage, okay? She planned and knew she was going to do a post, so she took a picture and wrote up something about it, okay? Telling the story. All right, we're going to move on to Marcy. I think incorporating your kids is always a good idea when you're incorporating your kids because people love your kids. They love your kids. And to me, it tells a story. So she's not even looking at the camera. She's looking at him. She's holding a weight. Like it tells a story. She's standing against a blank wall.
Good lighting.
Good lighting, and the color of her clothes pop. Okay, interesting. Here's another one. Good lighting outside. She has her coach hat on. Y'all, if you guys haven't hit Success Club for your first month yet since they started doing this prize, you better, because this hat is the bomb. I love it. Super cute. My mom, I actually got my mom to Success Club, and she has a hat in the mail right now. I'm like, you'll like it. It's really cute. But just props, you know, having the coach hat. And you can see how she strategically, you can see coach. It's written really well. Again, rule of thirds. She's not in the middle of the picture. She's off on the side. You can see the greenery. It's just a really pretty picture, great light. Telling your story, okay? So she's ripping something up. Would that not draw your attention and be like, what is she ripping up? That's kind of weird. She's ripping something up, which is her bill. And she's talking about her income with Beachbody helping her pay a bill. So great way to talk about the income opportunity. If you're paying one bill with your Beachbody income, if you made $50 off one challenge pack and that ended up being your $50 cell phone bill, wherever that money was allotted to, it could cover a bill for somebody, and it should be talked about. And so many coaches don't talk about it, which is insane. You all, like, I have people for the longest time that thought I did this for free, okay? And I think they still sometimes think I do it for free. But it's like, you have to talk about the income part, or people think, oh, why are they doing all this? Like, you know, like they don't get it. Okay. And there are people on social media, especially Instagram, that share their health and fitness journey, and they do it for free. They don't get paid anything for it. And so you may fall into one of those people that they're like, oh, that they just do that for free. Like they're just sharing their journey, you know, just to, share their journey, because so many people do that on Instagram already. Okay, so talk about the income. Again, this is another fitness post. What would you want to add? If you want to do yoga and you've seen somebody doing it at home on their computer, what would you want to ask? Like, if maybe you're a busy mom like Marcy and you didn't have time to go to the gym, but you've seen her always doing her workouts and you've seen the computer in the background, what would you ask her?
What yoga are you doing?
What? Yeah. How are you doing that? How do you get that on the computer? Where is that? Is that a workout DVD? Are you streaming that? Like, great picture for people to ask the question. Anytime you can have your workout in the background of a picture is great, so people can ask about that. Okay. Again, workout poses, just showing them without being that same like selfie post-workout flex or the same flex. I love a good flex, y'all. I totally do flex. But you got to mix it up. You got to do more than just a flex. You got to show them some of these moves or show them different angles. I think this picture is super cool.
Very cool.
They didn't mean to get this picture. So what ended up happening is they were trying to take pictures outside by the field, and they captured this in the shadow. So sometimes you really come across great pictures. I have to throw that one in there. Again, if you're going to talk about your Shakeology, tell a story with it. Okay, so this is a chocolate Shakeology ice cream that she made for herself and shared with her son. And you can obviously see, like, oh, what's he going for? And if somebody sees it's chocolate in a cup and they know that she's all about health and fitness, they may be like, oh, wow, she's feeding her son chocolate, until they read her story, which says what that chocolate is, right? Okay. So again, if you're going to do a shake picture, have color in it, okay? Put it in a nice clear cup. I guarantee you she's just outside standing beside flowers that are on her front porch. Like, you all, these are things that you can do anywhere. Even if you don't have flowers on your front porch, go stand beside some flowers at Home Depot.
Seriously.
Yeah, we've done that. Again, rule of thirds. I actually just took a picture like this weekend. Anywhere you can be outside, an open field, an open space, nothing around, a park, you know, you can take great pictures like this and always use them for later. Ooh, whoops, I need to get off of that. Okay, so where am I at?
Right there. Cool.
All right, so this is one of Chris's pictures. This is him out by a bike, doing a bike ride and telling a story about the ride that day. So again, and then here's another one of Chris's pictures with his food in the purple container. So he threw that in there and him in the background. But this is something that if you have the iPhone that has the focus mode on it, this is super easy to do. We just focused on it.
Or some of the apps that we're talking about will also have that in there.
Yeah, the apps will do it too. It will blur your background. Again, this is another food picture. This flower is on our back porch. Okay, so he went and strategically placed everything in his bowl where they didn't touch and went outside on the back porch and took a picture. And it's pretty. And he filtered it. And that's about it. Okay, attractive, eye-catching, nice visual, super simple. Telling your story. Okay, holding, ask your partner for their phone, pull up Beachbody On Demand, take a picture with your phone, have your shoes in the background, you're energized, whatever, okay? That may make people ask, oh, what is that? Like, that gives you a chance to talk about Beachbody On Demand. My butt in the background. So again, just thinking of ways to tell a story, right? So Chris is wanting to talk about hamburger buns and my butt's in the background. That's how we work around here.
They're good buns.
But it's in the kitchen. And then talk about the Mason Jar Group. So he had our ebook pulled up and he had it on the computer and just had the house in the background. Good lighting. Again,
that's one of my favorites.
He uses a GoPro a lot, and GoPro makes some really cool fisheye looks, but there's also little devices that you can, I think there's even an app that'll make something look like a fisheye. So if that's something you're interested in doing, but, and these boards that you can write on.
$12 Target.
Yeah, so anytime he uses this board all the time, quotes, whatever, he's always pulling something or writing something on it. Again, food picture, okay? The food looks pretty. The containers are in the background. The lighting looks great, okay? If you're going to take a food picture, make your food look pretty. Use a filter. Bring the colors out. Like, don't make it, if it's ugly looking, sure, post it in your challenge group, whatever, that doesn't matter. If you're going to post it on your social media platform, make it look pretty, okay? Again, different workout angles. He's doing yoga. You can see our son in the background. So obviously a good way of telling a story about yoga, but also, doing workouts while your kids are around. Marcy, so I'm going to kind of start flying through these Marissa. I'm going to start flying through these so we can get through them all. But Marissa, again, another workout angle. And I'm sure she propped her phone up. She may have used a tripod, but it's not that same workout selfie. And then Nicole, again, find a attractive background somewhere, whether it be a pool or whatever it may be. Prop your phone up, have somebody take a picture for you. Very easy to take captivating pictures. And then Marissa, again, I'm sure her husband, they're probably at the farmer's market and took this picture for her. She's not even looking at the camera. She's looking at her son who's looking at the vegetable. I mean, like, it just tells that story. And then again, another great picture. It's fall, so there's cornfields everywhere, y'all, around me at least, that you can take some really great pictures and capture that lighting too, okay? All right, back to Nicole. So this is just cute, fun. I mean, you can't even see all of her son's face, but you see enough of it to really tell that story. Can you do me a favor and get my charger? I don't know why this is like eating all the batteries. Yeah. Okay, again, telling her story. This is Nicole sitting at her table, and she has her computer open. She's in her kitchen, and again, that's another way of telling her story, just simply about being a coach. A pop of color, okay, in a really dark area. I'm sure that she had a light right down on her, and then also use a filter, okay? So again, when you guys are going to post food, pop the color. So I'm just kind of run through these really quick, but you can see all her food pictures are filtered. They're bright, they're clean, they're very pretty, okay? So if you're gonna do a food picture, let's make them pretty. All right, we're gonna go to Chelsea. So Chelsea always has super fun, cute pictures. I know she's told me she lives in a small space in an apartment building, so she will often go outside to take pictures, and she will often use props, and she will often take pictures where the places that she goes. She goes to Disney a lot, so she takes a lot of pictures at Disney and uses those pictures in her posts. Again, this is probably right outside of her apartment building. She's sitting in the grass. She took all her props outside and put on some fun Halloween pants. Y'all, you can do anything with props, okay?
And let me just say, we're not, she's in public. She's out maybe at a park. we go outside in our backyard a lot of times. People maybe see us, maybe that, and we just don't care. You know, you can't be afraid to just snap a picture anywhere that you think would be a great picture.
These are, again, a good solid background. She uses her cat a lot as a prop too. I love it. Food pictures, pretty, okay? Pretty food pictures, all right? Y'all, really this probably doesn't always, our food probably doesn't always look like this when we're eating, but when we're gonna take a picture of it, or it did end up looking that good, we're going to take a picture of it and we're gonna post about it, okay? Again, this picture is in a space where she's in her kitchen, which she said her kitchen is very small. You can see a cabinet to one side, her fridge to the other side, but she's in eye-popping clothes against a white wall, okay? It captures my attention. She has a facial expression, and she's holding her shorts out, which I'm gonna assume this post is probably about her weight loss journey and how big those shorts are on her now, okay? Easy to pop a picture at the grocery store. And again, this is a great food picture. I mean, anytime you do a food picture, you want to make sure it makes people hungry, okay? The coach hat. Y'all need the coach hat. So the coach hat's great in any type of post. It says you're a coach. A lot of us, notice how a lot of us cut off Team Beachbody? Do y'all know why? Team Beachbody, it's cool, guys, but Team Beachbody, we don't want people to feel sold. So I don't market hardly anything on my social media, Team Beachbody. Now, Chris and I always talk about this. Sometimes I will say Beachbody a little bit more, but that's because I'm 4.5 years into this, and most of my followers already know I'm a Beachbody coach at this point, okay? But in the beginning, when I was trying to really get my start in the business, I wasn't saying Team Beachbody all over the place.
Yeah, and we still don't, you're your brand.
And again, setting the stage. So this is Cassie in her bedroom where she probably gets a lot of her work and stuff done.
Blurred some of the edges. That was probably done in an ad.
Great lighting. Another prop. That's a shirt that says something. And you all, if you're like me and you really have your hair done and your makeup done, try and take a picture the day that you do, okay? I always try to take a picture of the day, and Cassie, her hair looks great. Anytime my hair looks great and my makeup looks good and my clothes are cute, you better bet I'm gonna go find a place to take a picture at, okay? So again, telling her story and being silly and having fun with it, okay? Holding cookies and wine, and it draws you in to be like, okay, what's this all about? All right, so I am going to get into some of my pictures. Again, guys, if you're gonna talk about food, make it pop. This is one where I was talking about bean pasta. You can see the bean pasta in the background, but it's blurred. It's all about the perception of the picture. Chris and I kind of chuckled about this picture yesterday because I bought these pants last year after Halloween for like $2. And I took our, $5 tripod outside and our $6 remote, and I put on my sunglasses and stood in the sunshine, and I took a picture in like 2 minutes.
The wind just happened to be blowing at the right time. Yeah. Fan.
So it doesn't take long to take a picture. I walked out my back door, okay, and just took a really quick picture, had some props. Again, it's Halloween time, you all. I guarantee you guys have pumpkins sitting around. You're making fall type foods, very easy. This is okay, so I go to a coffee shop that has like nothing around it. Like it's the worst place to take pictures, okay? But it has a black parking lot. So I went outside and I was like, I like my outfit on today. I'm gonna take my cup of coffee. I'm gonna hold my phone up. I'm not even gonna get my picture in it. I'm gonna capture a picture. And that's what I got. So, your environment doesn't have to be perfect. Like work with what you got, okay? And sometimes it's just a black parking lot. Again, setting the stage. So this is all set the stage. I used an app, I filtered it, I made the colors pop, I made things stand out, super easy, okay? Showing the wine and being blurred in the background. Again, telling your story. So
we bought suitcases. It's not exciting until you read her post. And it's like, oh wow, and we made a great picture, and it's mismatched, and it's just tells a story. And that's really good.
And if we would have just taken a picture of our suitcases and that's it, that would have been boring, right? Like who would want to read that? But the fact that Chris is like holding it and we're making facial expressions, like y'all go stand in front of the mirror and make some facial expressions.
And the funny thing is we sit here and laugh at all the outtakes and the ones that we didn't choose because some of them are hilarious.
And anytime, you're making something, take a picture, clean up the environment. Don't make it too messy. You're going to notice. Again, just always trying to capture cool angles. If you have sunglasses that reflect and you're looking at the sun, again, I made all the colors pop with an app on this one. I have my workout on in the background. I have my kid in the front because everybody loves kids. And then I was actually on vacation at my aunt's house, and we were in her driveway, and her neighborhood has so much green everywhere around it. And I'm like, I could literally go anywhere outside and take an eye-catching picture because there's so much light and greenery around there. So if you live somewhere like that, you know, take advantage. Anytime there's green and you have something that's colored on, it's going to pop. Like, you're going to see how these pictures pop. Anytime you find a solid background, take a picture in front of it. You're going to pop. People are going to notice you, especially when you go in and you filter that picture, okay? Again, this is a filter. Good lighting, standing in front of a window. That's all that. I'm not doing anything magical here. And also making sure, you know, your picture tells a story. So my family's in the background, they're already eating. I'm just trying to take my picture for the challenge group, and I held my phone up and I took a picture with them eating and being blurred in the background. So I try to talk fast on that. Okay. I'm speed talking.
Next, we're going to talk about props, lighting.
Props. We're going to talk about apps. So I'm going to show you guys what Snapseed looks like really quick. I love Snapseed. It's probably what I use the most. I actually just filtered this picture, but there is down here, let me see if I can go to a brand new picture really quick. Okay, let's go to this one. All right, so there is looks, and you can do pop. So it'll bring out the colors. The lighting was kind of bad in here. Or you can go, there's another really neat one I like, it's drama, and it dramatizes. But I think filters are fine if you filter on Instagram, but if you over filter on Facebook, I think they're going to downgrade your posts on the
happens to me every day.
Yeah. So I try not to over filter. I will oftentimes use the pop. I really like the pop one, and it just makes the colors come out more.
Yeah, it makes everything even, and it's not over, you know, because the HDR kind of goes over the top sometimes. But I think pop really accentuates things really well.
HDR, but
or not HDR, but I meant drama.
Drama, yeah, drama and HDR are kind of our two favorites. So if you go to the tools and you see that little mountain, that's HDR. If you have outside pictures, it makes them look really cool. And then drama can make things look really cool too. But if you click on looks and scroll over to pop is one of my favorite ones. And you can also kind of create your own little setting. And I just realized if you go to the end and you click those three dots, you can save settings. Mm-hmm. So there's certain settings that I like that I've saved. Mm-hmm. This picture, the lighting's horrible.
Yeah, right, so and that's something else I want to bring up too. Every picture will need something different. You can't just always use the same filter for every picture, because every picture will have different contrasting, white balance, light. So, you know, you just want to kind of play with it. And,
yeah, so look how that, like, I mean, okay, so here's a filter picture. Pretty, right? Isn't that? And then here's without. Blah. Blah, blah. And then here's another filter where it's not so much drama. And sometimes with our granite countertops, it's a little bit too much when we do the drama, because it makes the swirlies in the granite become kind of overpowering. So sometimes a cleaner surface, like a white surface or red, like a solid surface, is better when it comes to the filters. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Set your food on a pillow. We've done that before.
Yeah, or go buy
cheap fabrics and
tablecloths. Yeah, placemats. Placemats are really easy to sit prop your food on. It doesn't have to be expensive. To take good pictures does not have to cost you money. You don't even have to buy a tripod if you don't want to. Just prop your phone up, but the tripods are nice. Okay, we talked about location, we talked about posing, we talked about lighting, we talked about no collage, writing. I would not write on your pictures unless you're doing a quote specific page. Okay, so Chris will do quotes. I know Kelly Branson does recipes, but don't just write on your picture, because when you just write on your picture, they downgrade it in the newsfeed and it looks kind of like cluttered.
So I want to talk about just a couple of tools that we use. And the first one being these light boxes. One is on us. One looks like this. And you might think, oh my God, that must cost a fortune. We got both of these for $60, and they are amazing. They come with a cover that will kind of wash out some of the bright light, and two lights.
Lightweight. And if
very lightweight, very portable, and we drag them all around. We've had them for a good 3 years now and gotten tons and tons of use. Also, they make little lights like this for your phone. They clip on, give you a little light. Great tool. This, you'll see these sometimes. This is a little tripod. It's a knockoff brand of the Joby, and I might have paid $10 for this. You put your phone in this little thing right here. You can literally clamp this. She had it clamped on the outside light or something like, you know, gates, railings, whatever. Again, this thing right here is $6. This light right here, I think I paid maybe
$30.
Yeah, somewhere in that ballpark. But we use this sometime. It has a thing for your phone right here. Little Diva ring light, goes up 3 modes, and you can clamp it on your countertop and take some great pictures.
Yeah.
Not expensive. Just, you know, props, just think about it, put a little work into it, have fun. That's probably the most fun thing, I think.
And after Halloween, even like the little signs, like things that you can hold, and after Halloween, they're always cheap and inexpensive, but just like things that you can hold, like little signs or clothes or cups, fun cups that are clear.
Fun
Maybe
plates.
you can even find them at like the dollar store, you know, like anything that adds a pop of color or interest to your picture that you can utilize, like use it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just use that Explore page, get some ideas, and look around. I mean, look on Pinterest.
Yeah,
The
the Explorer page is great, and look at people who are not coaches.
Right.
And that was like Amy Silverman's one of the top 10 coaches. That was the #1 thing that she said that helped her really create a great page was she stopped following coaches and started following other people who were not coaches, maybe not even in the fitness industry. I love, like, there's fashion bloggers that I follow. There's a lot of really great fashion bloggers, and they're going to pop up on your Explorer page that really capture and create some amazing pictures, and they're wanting to attract you to their clothes. So they're using pops of color. They're using great backgrounds. Like, there's so many pictures that I
follow
say.
a few travel bloggers, and, you know, they take some great pictures outside, you know. Yeah. And it has nothing to do with coaching, but it just gives me ideas.
And before we end the call, the #1 thing I want to say is, don't spend too much time doing this, y'all. Like, this is not what's going to build your business, but it's also not going to help your following or to work past your warm market if you're posting the same workout selfies and it's the same thing that you would post in your challenge group. That might attract the people who already know, love, and trust you, your warm market, people who want to see what you're up to because they care about you. But your cold market, they don't care about you. They want to be drawn into whatever you have to offer. Okay. For a second. All right, y'all. I'm gonna jump off of here. You guys have any questions? Okay. Guys, have a good night.